we are. Good morning. Good morning. Happy New Year. I hope everyone had and is still having, depending on what you celebrate, a good holiday season and a good start to your new year. Welcome to Melissa Chambers Consulting Wednesday Words of Wisdom. So, this morning, I would like to talk about when our loved one says, they don't know what to do, where to go, what they're supposed to be doing. And the reason that I am talking about this is because when I was in a community, a senior living community that has memory care, there was someone who had moved in, a woman who had moved in a couple days ago prior, and I only know that because the nurse had told me, because the woman kept coming up and was talking to me, and she kept saying that she didn't know what she was supposed to be doing, she didn't know where she was supposed to be going, or whatever, what was going on. And so I wanted to bring that up because that happens frequently when we move our loved one from wherever they were calling home, their home or your home or whatever, to a senior living community. It also happens, or can happen, when someone gets to the stage in the disease where they are extremely confused, to the point where they might be in their home that they've lived in for 50 years or whatever, but they don't realize, and they keep saying they want to go home. And I know that, some of you watching, have experienced that. I've talked to people about that very often, all the time. They're like, I don't know what to do because, my mom is at home and she keeps saying she wants to go home. I'm not sure what to do. I don't know what to say, how to approach this. So this is something that happens. And basically, they need guidance from us. They need compassion, patience, and they need reassurance. Reassurance that we are here with them, they're not alone, they're gonna be okay, we're taking care of them, we love them, everything is okay. But then they also need, and that reassurance needs to be constant, almost, all throughout the day, all throughout the night if they're awake at night. And we can't reassure them enough that we're there, because they're scared, they're afraid, they don't know what's going on. And so we need to constantly be reassuring them. And then it would help to try to keep them busy with some sort of activity that is typical for them. So in other words, if, as an example, if, let's just say it's your mom that you're caring for, and maybe she was, a stay-at-home mom, or maybe she worked, but she obviously did the dishes and did the laundry and, things like that. So let's just say, we ask her to help fold the clothes or fold the laundry. And maybe we have just a basket that we get. We can go to the Dollar Tree or Dollar Store or whatever, get some cheap pairs of socks, all kinds of different socks, all kinds of different wash rags and hand towels, and a basket, just especially for these things. And, maybe we say, Mom, would you mind helping me? I'm so busy. Can you help me with these towels? It doesn't matter how she folds the towels. It doesn't matter how she folds the wash rags. It doesn't matter if she matches the socks up correctly, or how she folds them or puts them together. The end result doesn't matter. It's just something that they can do that, number one, will keep their mind occupied, and number two, will make them feel like they're accomplishing something, like they are being useful. And we want to, when we do something like that, when we are thinking of the activity, we want it to be something we're setting them up for success, not failure. So again, the end result, we don't want the end result to matter. Like, it's perfect however they did it. If they're washing the dishes, let them wash the dishes. They don't have to come clean. They can put them in a drying rack, rinse them off, put them in a drying rack, and you could go back and wash them later when they're taking a nap or when they're doing something else. But it's the feeling of being useful. So in other words, when I say we want to set them up for success and we don't want to set them up for failure, I don't mean that they have to be able to do the thing perfect or up to our standards. They just have to be able to do it. The end result doesn't matter because we can go back and fix that. The other thing is, if we do it twice a day and then we do it again tomorrow twice a day, they're probably, number one, not going to remember that we asked them to do the same thing yesterday. And number two, it's probably not going to matter or sink in that we're just repeating the same things, because the dishes have to be done every day. It's typical that laundry gets done every day. It's not out of the ordinary, so it's not some, crazy random thing that we're asking them to do every single day. Now, that might not be the example for everyone. I'm not saying that it's the example for everyone. I'm just giving an example. So it has to be meaningful to them. If they were a nurse and they were retired, give them a clipboard with some paper and, ask them to chart about something. And whatever they write, or if they don't write at all, it doesn't matter, but maybe they're feeling useful. If they're a retired teacher or a coach, maybe you can get some school papers from where they retired from and just see if they can grade them. And it could be just old papers that a teacher is going to throw away, but maybe they could just look them over and feel like they're doing something. If they're a coach, you can give them their clipboard and ask them to draw up some plays or something like that. You have to use your imagination. You have to think of something that would be meaningful to them that could set them up for success, to feel useful, to feel needed, wanted, appreciated. Thank them for it. And again, always be very reassuring. So again, when our loved one, if and when they start to ask or say they don't know where they're supposed to go, they don't know what they're supposed to do, it's because they need a purpose. It's because they need reassurance. It's because they are so confused. They don't know what's going on. And they're possibly a little frightened, a little scared. So always be reassuring. Always show them compassion and patience. Try your best. We're not going to be perfect at it, but try our best. And again, we want to do something to keep them busy and keep them so that they do know what to do, because we're telling them, we're giving them some suggestions, and it's keeping them active, it's keeping their brain active so that they don't feel like they're uncertain, so that we are giving them a purpose, we are giving them something to do. Okay? I hope that was helpful. Again, those are not all the answers. Those are not all of the things that we can do. That is just one example of something that we can do. We have to kind of use our imaginations based on our loved one and what they did, what they're used to doing. Just think of their typical life, think of your typical life. If you all of a sudden stopped everything you were doing and just were sitting there because you didn't know what to do, like, just think of, well, what would keep you busy? What would keep you active? What would you you would normally be doing what you would normally be doing throughout the day, right? So we want to give them, we don't want to just sit them in front of the TV and give them no purpose, because that's not what they did before, So we want to just, we have to use our imaginations and think about their life and their day to day, what they did day to day, their activities and what kept them busy during the day. Okay? All right, so this was a little bit long, but I did want to give that explanation. So I hope it was helpful. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next week. If there is anything we could do to help, any questions, if you were home visiting for the holidays, or you were with your loved ones a little more during the holiday season and you noticed a lot of changes, which a lot of times we do, please do not hesitate to contact me. I can help by providing resources. I can help by listening. I can help by providing suggestions and ideas and thoughts of things to do or how to deal with this disease. I can help by, if you're thinking of moving your loved one to assisted living or memory care or nursing home, I can help kind of point you in the right direction. If you're thinking like they need help, but I don't really know what the help is, I can also listen to what's going on, listen to the situation, and help give you some options. So please do not hesitate to contact us. MelissaChambersConsulting.com. You can find our email, a contact us page. You can find our phone number. You could also find our email, our phone number, our website up on the on this Facebook page at the top or on our YouTube channel. All right. Have a great day, great week. Talk to you next week. Bye.